Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Quick shout out to our newest patron, Richard B. Thank you for choosing to support the channel. So, the final construction permit for Giga Berlin has been issued to Tesla. Now, there's a lot of piecemeal reporting from different sources, so I've gathered it all for us and let's run through it. Now, before Tesla can actually start production, they basically have to prove that certain conditions are actually being met at the factory and that everything aligns with the paperwork. It's being reported this should take Tesla about 2 weeks, and there are 400 conditions and requirements that need to be met, but the officials said that this actually wasn't a lot. I found some examples of things Tesla essentially needs to prove or do. So they talked about air quality measurement devices need to be installed and tested. They talked about concepts for incident prevention, just sharing what Tesla has planned in that arena, proof of use of materials, and construction status for certain things. And it's good to know that this permit was granted without an expiration date and it does not need to be renewed. So given all of this, official production could begin on March 19th, roughly 2 weeks from today. Now, there are objections that can be filed for the next month, apparently. However, this is supposed to be over mistakes that were made during the permitting or permission process. This, however, is not expected to overturn the final permit. There are currently around 3,000 employees working at Giga Berlin and more are being added every day. Officials have said this approval process needs to be changed in the future. You don't say. Giga Berlin already is playing a role in other companies pursuing the area. Officials have also said the water supply legal case is independent of the water supply at Berlin and will not impact the permit. And they were also talking about new water supply for the region in general is also being investigated. And this approval is for phase 1 for Tesla, and the official said that no further applications for Tesla have been filed as of yet. So just as we expected, but it's still great to see the final permit officially given. And Sawyer shared this picture of all the paperwork Tesla had to submit, and that stack of paper in the middle is the final approved permit. And we also got some very cool insight from one of Troy Teslike's sources, so go support him on Patreon if you would like. I will actually link his Patreon account linked below. This is where this information originally came from, and Sawyer did ultimately share it on Twitter as well. Right now, Giga Berlin's test production is around 100 units per day or 500 per week. The goal is to hit 1,000 units per week by the end of April. We are expecting a second shift to be added by the end of June this year. Production is expected to shut down for 3 weeks. This would be potentially for a switch from the 2170s to 4680s in Q3 or Q4 of this year at Giga Berlin. So basically what that means is Tesla is expecting 4680 production out of Giga Berlin sometime in the second half of this year. During the shutdown, Troy believes that employees from the general assembly line will actually move over and help the cell and pack lines to create a supply buffer. And if it's not clear, I should interject, this is just one source, so don't take this as gospel. However, Giga Shanghai going to supply complete 2170 packs, not just the cells, to Berlin until Berlin can make its own 4680 cells. Shanghai has no problem supplying 5,000 packs per week. Berlin currently has 2 Giga presses installed, which some people also call Giga castings, running right now, with 2 more being installed. Each machine is enough for 2,500 castings per week. So that means that's enough for 1,250 Model Ys, because each Model Y requires 2 castings, one for the front and one for the back. So that means Tesla needs a total of 8 Giga presses in Berlin to hit 10,000 Model Ys per week. Giga Texas is also expected to have 8 Giga presses installed and eventually larger ones for the Cybertruck. And apparently at Giga Texas, 4680 production is expected in early April of this year. And as we saw a few weeks ago, Tesla posted that picture on Twitter celebrating its 1 millionth 4680 cell produced from Cato Road. Now we're learning that the target for Tesla is to produce its 2 millionth cell by the end of March 2022. So if we take a conservative approach here and say that that picture for the 1 millionth cell was very early in January, that would mean they're going to produce 1 million cells to go from 1 million to 2 million in a quarter. So January, February, and March, 3 months. So under that assumption, that would mean Tesla is currently at a 1 million 4680 cell run rate per quarter. And of course, you could extrapolate that linearly, which would take them to 4 million cells per year right now in terms of a run rate. However, at the current rate of expansion, it will most likely be a lot higher than that as we're starting to scale up. However, just to be conservative, let's just say 5 million cells per year. If you divide that by around 800 4680s that will go into each pack, that would be enough for about 6,250 vehicles. And remember, this is all changing very quickly, and this would just be coming from Cato Road. Tesla is of course going to have an actual production line, not a pilot, at Giga Austin set to come online sometime here in the next few months, presumably in April. So thank you to Troy and your source. This is fun information. Once again, his Patreon will be linked below. You may have seen this yesterday. Panasonic is reportedly planning a new big battery cell plant for 4680s for Tesla in the United States. However, all we really know right now is it's going to cost several $billions, and it's supposed to be in either Oklahoma or Kansas, close to Texas. But so far, no timeline has been given. And if you're wondering to yourself what's wrong with Giga Nevada, it's not necessarily anything's wrong. However, it's not a great location. I can't imagine a ton of engineers or people that would want to live in the desert. But there would be two big reasons in my eyes. One, to have a purpose-built factory for 4680s where it just focuses on that. And two, of course, the location or the geography being much closer to Giga Texas where these 4680s will ultimately be going. A user on Reddit shared that Tesla is offering complimentary all-weather kits retroactively. So this user had a Model Y and they just got an email from Tesla. You can order your complimentary Model Y all-weather protection kit by entering your exclusive promo code at checkout. This was in Ohio, so be on the lookout for that, and a nice gesture by Tesla. Here we have a tweet from Qin Gang, the Chinese ambassador to the United States, had an inspiring talk with Elon today on cars, on the road, stars in the sky, research of the human brain, meaning of life on Earth, and our future into the space. Look up and think beyond. And my wish is that one day this is a United States government official sitting with Elon doing the same thing. We get some new information on this bill in Oklahoma 3994 about Tesla service centers and direct sales in the state. A reminder, if you missed yesterday, this bill is not yet a law. Tesla is not being forced to close its service centers yet. It was passed through the committee with the title stripped. It can't actually become a law with the title stripped. They then shared this post, which takes us here. So this was a comment from one of the representatives involved with the situation. I don't disagree with you. We voted out of committee with the title off, which means it can't become law. We voted it out so that the author could continue working and negotiating with Tesla and the other manufacturers to make it a better bill and to still be able to work with the other auto manufacturers. Had we killed it, negotiations would have stopped completely. I can assure you this bill is far from becoming law. This part was funny though. Remember, the bill's author is Mike Dobrinsky, one of the sponsors, who actually owns 3 legacy ICE dealerships according to his LinkedIn page. He is saying that he swears they aren't trying to ban Tesla, but rather to protect consumers by including them in current regulations. Protect consumers? Nah, that's not what's going on here. Yan Chang on Twitter said Tesla China launched the Giga Museum in Beijing today, located in the largest Tesla delivery center in Asia, where you can see the unibody die-cast rear body of the Model Y up close. From Drive Tesla Canada, Tesla is now sending this notice to users with LFP batteries that the charge limit will automatically be set to 100%. This is supposed to help some of those users that were having their 12-volt lithium-ion batteries failing when the overall battery charge was low. Tesla just said it essentially needed to recalibrate these LFP battery packs. And a good reminder, if you have a Tesla with the LFP battery pack, charging to 100% is good for the battery. Here we have news from The Verge that Sony and Honda plan to make EVs together. Of course, Honda will take care of the manufacturing and Sony will provide the digital and infotainment system. Sales of the first EV model are planned for 2025, and once again, Sony's part in this will be handling the vehicle's design, development, and sales, and Sony is set to develop a mobility service platform. And they're citing Sony's capabilities in image sensors, telecommunications, and entertainment. Some of you guys asked me to comment on Kramer and what he said the other day. Personally, I put zero stock into Kramer these days. I never really did, to be honest, but now he's just purely an entertainer. He's gonna say things to generate clicks and attention, so I really don't think it's worth your time, anything more than entertainment, and I find my entertainment elsewhere. And it's Friday, so let's have a look at Tesla stock. As you can see, the sustainable energy and transport list all in the red for the day. And Tesla stock for the week opened at around 814 and is currently trading around 840 or up 2.8% on the week. Taking a look at Tesla stock year to date, opened the year around 1147 and where it is today, currently down about 27% for the year. Now, I just want to show you a comparison with the NASDAQ over the same time year to date. So as you can see, the NASDAQ is only down about 15%, so Tesla underperforming the NASDAQ by around 13% so far this year. Obviously, it's not been a great time for higher growth, longer duration tech companies, and Tesla fits in there to some degree. And zooming out a bit, if you go back to around January of 2021, you can see Tesla hovered in this range between 830 and 875 for a month. This was clearly resistance at the time. So fast forward to today and we are back in this same range, looking to hold these levels as support. Yes, it broke through, but rumors of World War III will tend to do that to a growth stock. So we'll see what the next few weeks have in store. We'll see if we can bounce off this 200-day moving average. And most of you guys know at this point, yes, this is a level where I am very comfortable and eager to buy more Tesla. That'll do it for today. Please take a second to like the video if you did. Hope you guys have a wonderful and safe weekend, and a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.